What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Your boy Diddy was really fighting for his life with 5 counts from the federal government. And of course, this last year for Kanye West has been very terrible, but for Diddy, things are worse. And of course, look at all the things that he lost. The Diageo partnership, losing Casamigos, and then also the partnership with Ciroc, which made him a lot of money. Then he sold his stake in Revolt, okay? Things were just getting worse, right? All the things he worked hard for was bad. Then we came out and saw the video of him beating Cassie and all of that, all right? And now we have the verdict.
Count 1, racketeering conspiracy, not guilty. Count 2, not guilty. Count 3, guilty. Count 4, not guilty. Count 5, guilty. So essentially, the jurors found that he was guilty of the Mann Act. That is the transportation to engage in prostitution, but they found him not guilty on sex trafficking, very serious charge there where he could have spent a minimum of 15 years in prison, and not guilty on that racketeering conspiracy, which he could have spent up to life in prison for.
Now the speculation is, will Diddy appeal counts 3 and counts 5, which, you know, life is out of the question because he beat counts 1, 2, and 5, which all had life sentences, but counts 3 and 5, he's guilty on. That carries 10 years each, all right? But the question is he going to appeal?
I'm not even sure if I would say there would be an appeal, because for Sean Combs and his defense team, this is a massive win. 3 of the counts that had a life sentence possibility are gone. When it comes to transportation to engage in prostitution, the minimum is nothing. There's a theoretical possibility that he walks out on probation. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, but the max is 10 years. Even if you were to take both sentences, and he's not going to get 10 years, they're going to look at his criminal history, mitigating circumstances, aggravating circumstances, and I would assume that he gets somewhere in the middle ground, maybe like 3 to 5 years, 3 to 6 years, possible through that sentencing range for each count. Sean Combs going to trial where he was facing life and being able to walk out with something under 10 years, well under 10 years possibly, that is a victory. Will he appeal? Sure, that's his right to do so, but I don't see an appeal here. I think you take this as a win, you serve the few years that you may get, and you be happy that you didn't get life.
That is still left to be seen. And of course, he still might do so. But then, even if he's convicted of these things, he could experience something called a presidential pardon. But is that possible?
But back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right.
Now, in the case of Larry Hoover, who basically was pardoned by Donald Trump, this could possibly happen for Diddy. Now, Larry Hoover also has life in the state, so his federal charges and state charges, he was guilty in both Illinois and the feds. But if you listen to Donald Trump, he seemed to be open to giving Diddy a pardon. Now, why is that important? The Republicans are going to play a political game here. We've already seen what's happened with NBA YoungBoy. We've seen what's happened with Larry Hoover. The people who really came down hard on Diddy were liberals. Diddy's a hard-body, lifelong Democrat. And once it was found out that Diddy was abusing women and all of that, that's who came after him. You know, many people disown Diddy, especially on the left. Okay? And the fact that he's talked bad about Donald Trump in the past, it's not as powerful as the right saying, well, you know what? We understand what you did was wrong, but we can do this and get some level of clout with the black community without actually having to deliver on any promises. And to be fair, Donald Trump and the Republicans don't have to give the black community anything because they didn't really win with the black community's vote. It shifted for the black community in certain parts of the country. Let's say, for example, like in Wisconsin, we know he lost Illinois, but we did see Illinois get closer to being red than before. But what can happen here is they can say, look, all of you people out there who you're disgruntled, you're disenfranchised, you're black men, you've been treated unfairly. You've been treated unfairly by black women or non-black women. Here's why you should vote Republican. And this doesn't cost Donald Trump anything. Number one, what could happen? Trump can't become president again. Okay? This would be also terrible for JD Vance, because if Kamala Harris runs again and JD Vance is there, that's even if JD Vance wins a Republican nomination. The way Donald Trump is messing up things right now, as far as his first 6 or 7 months in office, it doesn't really look good, right? So I would bet that Kamala Harris would probably be winning if it was all things considered today. He's only been president for five months. But if things somehow get better in America and Republicans are showing disenfranchised black men that, listen, we understand what's going on with the liberals. They ain't been respecting you. They've been mistreating you. Cassie was somehow involved more than they want to see. And also, what's going on in the state of New York with Donald Trump himself. He gives him a pardon. That's going to put a lot of people on notice. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Damn. Like, we know what he did was wrong, but we kind of feel that she was involved in the freak-offs too. We kind of feel that his sentencing was a little bit too harsh. So we might as well run with the Republicans. A lot of people are loyal to the streets, even if they're not in gangs. Let me just tell you what I'm talking about. This whole idea of F the police, right? When I was coming up, I've never been a guy that was a gangbanger or anything, but I had a strong dislike for the police. One of the things I could never become was a police officer, even if I wanted to, okay? Snitching and telling on somebody. Strong dislike for snitching and telling on people. It's just a code, all right? And Trump leaning into that for a lot of men, this is for some people, not all of them, a selling point. Gotta look at also what's happening too with these illegals. I've been talking about that. These illegals are, you see the effort of getting these illegals out of the country, sending them back, giving men more opportunities to make more money with these illegals coming out. And like I said, you're gonna see more things happening like this that Republicans are not, and they're not afraid to do it. Look at what just happened for the Haitian community. Like the state of I think it was the State of Defense or Internal Affairs, one of these state departments, right? They said that Haiti, no U.S. citizen should go to Haiti. Haitians have 500,000 people displaced in America. Trump is giving them till September and they got to go back. This is something that's very, very unfavorable right now for the Trump administration. But the fact is that, hey, we already know what they've been doing to Haiti for all these years. They've been displaced. Obviously, they can't go back, but it's like they don't care. Trump does not care. Like that's why he doesn't care about the public opinion on any of this stuff. That's why I believe that Diddy could really be pardoned just by seeing how they're moving, trying to set up and trying to get the black community's vote another way. Now, obviously, this is not going to be black women's vote, but if they pardon them, understand that this is a direct call out. Look, black men, all other men out there that are being demonized out there for these things, vote Republican and we will change things. You got guys who are disgruntled right now for child support, all kind of stuff. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Shitty Jackson back at it again with an episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.